somewhere else, but this is where we found ourselves. Welcome to the local show. People you work with, people you know.
Welcome to another edition of the local show here, guys, on GrassRoots Community Network. I'm Erik Skarvan, your host. Thank you so much for joining us, including our live audience on YouTube and Facebook. Thanks for tuning in this week, guys, in our 19th year live from Aspen, Colorado. I'm really happy to be joined by a friend and a first-time guest. Her name is Kat Adams. Welcome to the show, Kat.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Kat, we were just kind of joking a little bit. You're a cat surrounded by dogs today. I'm known as Sun Dog. This is the Luna dog back in the house. She took the week off for our season premiere last week. So you're in a doggy sandwich.
So exciting.
Well, welcome, Kat, to the show.
Does that mean I'm a ham in a sandwich?
Well, you know, you could be a ham. We'll find out today as we interview
I don't
you.
eaten by the dog, so perhaps not. That's not a great analogy.
So I could tell from your accent, Kat, you're not exactly probably a Colorado native. Tell us about kind of born and raised, and I like to say your Aspen story, how you landed in the valley.
Well, I've been here 23 years.
Okay.
So I guess transplant at this point. Is that what you'd call me?
Yeah, well, that's a local, though, I'd say. I'm going to just call you a local.
I regard myself as a local, but perhaps some people born and bred here wouldn't consider that to be the case.
Depends on your perspective.
Thank you. Yep, so I've been here 23 years. I'm originally from Guildford in Surrey in England.
Okay.
My family has recently moved down the south in Somerset, which is where Harry Potter's author originates from. And so we spend a little bit of time there in the off seasons. And
is it Roland? Is that her name?
Yeah. J.R. Rowling.
Okay,
yeah.
there you go.
And it's absolutely, I mean, it's beautiful. I could like digress and get completely into that area. Actually, my family live on Exmoor, on the edges of Exmoor. If you ever get an opportunity to visit, it's a national park.
I would love to.
And it's beautiful, southwest of England, and it's by the sea, and it's rolling hills, thatched cottages, and little narrow lanes, and it's very, very quintessential.
Oh my gosh.
But it doesn't get the 300 days of sunshine. We have the 300 days of rain. You know?
Right, I was going to say probably the opposite.
It's very, very green, and the flora and fauna there is incredible. Tons of orchids and lavender, heather, gauze, very bright yellow gauze, and then
beautiful.
Incredible cliff walks, little coastal paths, and very craggy, geographically cliffs, and so it makes it quite spectacular. So if you ever get to that part of the world, I can give you a bunch of hikes and
I would love
runs,
it.
Bike rides, and things like that. So
I've got some great clients, longtime clients, you know, from England, and you know, they've invited, you know, put out the invitation too. So would love to. I call it my bucket list. Why just have a bucket list when you can go around the world and bike it?
Oh, absolutely.
And bike the countryside. That sounds so beautiful.
My parents actually just finished yesterday the Camino Trail.
Oh, there you go.
And yeah, they were doing that for 3 weeks, so they're quite into the biking also. So
incredible, incredible. So now you've been in the valley, and you live mid-valley, or
no? I live in Woody Creek.
Woody
I
Creek.
guess you could consider that mid-valley, or
yeah, you're kind of right in between. Right in between. That's a perfect spot.
They actually once I moved there 3 years ago. Okay. And my neighbours like to refer the whole community as the Woody Creatures.
Woody Creatures.
And I just found that so funny. I mean, really, it just made me laugh so hard, and every time I say it, it just makes me giggle. But yeah, it's a beautiful area. It's we live on Bullwinkle, so it's on the upper, kind of flat plains, as my neighbour Marilyn likes to talk about them back in the day.
I love it.
And yeah, it's really incredible out there. We have lots of sunlight, and it's really beautiful.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, of course, I have friends and guests, you know, John Oates, Anita Thompson, you know, live right up there.
And the Moores, Carolyn, Tom Moore.
Yep, Carolyn and Tom Moore, who now say if the barn door's open, it's happy hour. So I'm going to have to...
We actually went to the house for a function.
If the red barn door is open.
Yeah, it's an incredible place.
Incredible, isn't it? I mean, this is an incredible community.
They do the Elks Community Picnic, and then the Morolts also live in our neighborhood, and there's quite a few, old-timers, so to speak, who live up in that area. And it's always fun to go, occasionally we'll pedal down to the tavern and have drinks there, and it's just a wonderful place to be on, right on the Rio Grande Trail where our race is. So
how
yeah,
awesome.
It makes it a little easier.
Well, we're going to focus a lot on the race, which is the Aspen Valley Marathon coming up on July 16th. We want to get people ready. It's the 11th annual event.
Correct.
But first, we're going to take a quick break, rehydrate. Your beer is full, right? No, we're just drinking water, guys.
It's mimosa.
This is a family show. Actually, it's local
It's
vodka.
water. It's Aspen Tap.
We're having fun. We'll put it that way. But we do want to thank our summer underwriters, including welcome on board the City of Aspen Environmental Health Department. We've got Haiti Children, Gonzo Nation, Highlands Ale House, Klug Properties, Picken County Landfill, and Sundog Athletics. We're going to go to our only break of the show, guys. It's about 2 minutes. We'll be back with Kat Adams. She's going to get us ready for the Aspen Valley Marathon, Half Marathon, and 5K. One of the most amazing events in Colorado and a top event in the United States. So don't go away. Support for the local show comes from the City of Aspen, reminding you that you can significantly reduce your carbon footprint by composting food scraps. When food is buried in the landfill, it produces extremely potent greenhouse gas emissions that adds to the trapping of heat in our atmosphere. You can become a climate change warrior by joining our compost program today. Learn more at ASPEN.GOV.
The Gonzo Foundation is a nonprofit organization created to promote literature, journalism, and political activism through the legacy of Hunter S. Thompson, and is a proud supporter of the local show and GrassRoots TV. For more information, visit thegonzofoundation.org.
Locally owned and located at the base of Aspen Highlands, Highlands Ale House features delicious scratch-made comfort food, cocktails, beer, and more. Their sunny outdoor deck is ski in, ski out. 2 miles from Aspen, they're open daily, winter and summer.
I'm so passionate about this community. I absolutely love living here and raising my family here. It gives me a lot of pride to share this with my friends and my clients and help them achieve their dreams of owning an Aspen snowmass and enjoying this incredible lifestyle.
Donate, shop, and save. The MOTHERLODE Mercantile, now open at the Picken County Landfill.
Celebrating our 26th anniversary, Sundog Athletics is your opportunity to experience Aspen's most amazing adventure locations and gain new skills to increase your safety, performance, and enjoyment while mountain biking, road biking, hiking, and paddling on Aspen's exclusive canoeing adventure. Like Sundog Athletics on Facebook for fresh adventure updates.
Welcome to the local show. People you work with, people you know.
All right, guys, we're back here on the local show, our second show of the summer series. Hope you saw our season premiere with local legend Tom Moore last week. That was so much fun, Kat. Talking to your neighbor Tom last week.
He's so sweet.
Old school
They're
Aspen.
such great people. Every time I walk into the Ark and like see their faces and what they've done for like land stewardship
Incredible.
in Aspen, it's incredible. The conservation efforts that they've been to.
Researching, I didn't know this. They were the very first family that donated open space
It's amazing.
to the community. Obviously, the entrance to Aspen is the Moore family and the Merold
It's
family.
amazing.
The other side, Admiral James H. Smith wanted to sell that land to create hundreds of houses where now North Star Nature Preserve. This takes a lot of effort. We're not talking about that kind of issue today. We talked about it a lot in last week's show. But what we're seeing in today's, what I call new Aspen, is we're losing gathering places for locals. We're losing that sense of localness, that sense of community. A survey that came out, reported in today's newspaper, was a lot of locals are dissatisfied.
Right.
We lost 20% of kind of a satisfaction ranking the last couple years. And a lot of the issue was around these like local gathering events or places or other areas where we can gather and be, you know, together as a community. The Aspen Valley Marathon represents that now for 11 years. And let's talk about the event. Started in 2010. Let's talk a little bit about the history.
So essentially, I believe in 2009, we did a half marathon as a kind of pilot study to see if it would work, whether we could gain local traction, and also to, you know, get our kind of feet, toes wet.
There's a lot of puns in there.
And so essentially, you know, that was the first event, and then the next year was the first marathon.
Okay.
So, and we added a 5K too.
Nice.
So that's...
So you kind of tested it. Things obviously went well.
Exactly. We wanted to see how it went, check the course, and make sure we could manage when we scaled it up. So, and essentially, you know, when you build out kind of a race, you really want to cater to as many people as you can that are interested in the community and bring them together. So we really wanted to have, you know, distances for everybody. So the 5K family fun run, the half marathon, and the full. And the other thing with the half, when we first started it, we actually had it down in W/J Wilson Jaffe Park down by the river.
Okay.
And so the first start, I've saved the newspaper clippings, is when, you know, we started people in the park and you like ran up the hill. And then from there you ran down, you know, onto the Rio Grande, down to Basalt.
Right.
But we then soon realized that people were a little frustrated because we thought it would be a great thing to spread out the participants and the runners and, you know, just get the crowd spread out quickly.
With that climb off the bat. Yeah, I get that.
So it was a great idea in that respects, but people didn't appreciate, you know, that kind of hill start. So, I mean, I thought it would be a great warm-up, but, you know, we then, you know, reevaluated after that first year, and then we just based it right there where the solar farm is, now gone in, just near Stevens Street. And so we gathered there for the half, and then the full's in Wagner Park, and the 5K is just down in Basalt Lions Park. So, you know, it's evolved, and we've most certainly had a lot of help from a ton of volunteers, and people are welcome to volunteer if they'd like. But you know, with the help from the local community and different organisations, we've really built up a wonderfully well-organised event. So.
And then the centerpiece of the Rio Grande Trail is just gorgeous.
It's
and,
absolutely
you know,
idyllic.
it just along the Roaring Fork River, gradually downhill. It's just like you said, idyllic. One of the most scenic marathons in the United States. One of the most popular and fastest because it is gradually downhill.
We're so excited about that. I mean, I love running, and so one of the goals was to make it a Boston qualifying event.
Nice.
So we've measured the course, and we have it verified with the Boston committee. We're actually processing the measuring for it right now for this year, and yeah, it essentially is a downhill fast course, and the beauty of it is that it's off-road. We have asphalt, so people can, road runners can get up a good amount of speed. And there's sections of the course from Cemetery Lane down, from that park there, where there's, you know, some dirt sections, you know, just
Stein Park.
Yeah, Stein Park, sorry. The crushed gravel.
Yes.
And so that makes it a little easier on the knees. And then on the side of the asphalt, there's also strips which go for quite some time of just, you know, the gravel again, so your knees can have a break, which I like.
I like that too. I like that. I only run on dirt. I just can't pound pavement. I mean, I'm an older guy too, you know.
You're not that old.
In our old age, you know, we got to be careful on those joints. But it is, yeah. I mean, you've got all those great attributes, and I think that, you know, bringing the community together too, especially kind of like the year we missed the race because of COVID, that next year was even more kind of heartwarming and energy and happiness, and people are just so excited to kind of get back out and see each other. And
so
talk a little bit about that community, kind of that feeling like that you get from the event.
I mean, I think what brings me the most joy is most certainly like seeing people and hearing their stories at registration.
Yeah.
And, you know, at the start line, going to the start lines and seeing people and understanding how hard they've trained to get to that start line. And today is the reward, you know, because you've put in all those hours of training, and those days of training through thick and thin, and you know, it's so challenging to get out a lot of the time, and just to go out and run a great race, and be well supported, you know, and so that definitely has brought me a lot of joy.
It's so fun, and I know, you know, being the announcer and the MC each year, I get so much positive feedback, and some of the most fun things I see are like the kids coming through. Because, yeah, I don't see that at a lot of events. You know, you see more kind of, you know, I also work at the Grand Traverse and other more kind of serious, like you have to be almost elite to do it.
Yeah.
This is opened up, like you said, with a 5K, an
And a
opportunity
half
for
as well.
family and half.
Yeah.
Families, kids, but some of the kids going over the line with like their hands in the
It's
air.
so sweet,
and,
so sweet.
And hand in hand with their parents, you know, arms in the air.
It's so
Some
sweet.
of that
It really
stuff
is.
is
And
amazing.
also, you know, for me, seeing the disabled athletes.
Yes.
You know, there was a gentleman called Grant Bartholomew from Tucson. He came down 3 years ago with 3 other wheelchair athletes.
Wow.
And we would love to have him back again this year. I'm going to reach out to him shortly. And just watching him, you know, go across that finish line, and it's incredible. And we've had to be really prepared when we have the wheelchair athletes, because they're so much faster than regular runners, and just to be prepared for them and make sure that we have those aid stations open, because they need us, you know. So, and just giving them that support too, and just, you know, holding them in your arms at the finish line, just saying, well done, you did it, you're incredible, you know. Just to overcome the challenges you have on a daily basis, plus get out here and do this is pretty spectacular.
It's really impressive.
So-
It's inspirational. It
It's
really is inspiring.
You know, and when you're kind of tired and you roll over in bed and you're like, you hit that alarm, you're like, oh, shouldn't train today? And you're kind of like, well, I'm able-bodied. I can, and you better get out there and do it. You know, just, you know, it gives you more of a positive mindset when you just, you know, realize you're kind of giving back and putting something on that other people can enjoy. And I've spoken to quite a few participants who have been sick or, you know, have had some, you know, very difficult illnesses, and they speak to me at registration and they cannot thank us enough for putting on the event. And it's just exciting.
Like their gratitude.
It's so exciting.
Really
And to watch them
fulfilling.
come in, and some elderly athletes, and watch them finish the race. And we've kept the course open a few times, you know, beyond what we said, just to, you know, get a few people across the line. And it just, you know, watching that happen is just, you know, you get that kind of,
like
just a yes.
joy.
Just a
It's
yes.
like joy.
You know?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Such a great feeling. It's such,
it is, and it most certainly drives us to keep going with it, with the event, when we stand at the finish line and we get, you know, those moments, you know.
yeah, with these different
it's really great.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about the participants, because there's a pretty interesting demographic. The average racer is about 40
Yeah,
years
the
old?
average race is about 40, and we have more women than men.
Okay. Well, that's good for me.
Yeah, it's really good for you. So
That works for me.
it's
I don't even care if I'm racing
interesting.
or talking.
It's interesting, and we most certainly have like quite a few over 50s as well,
Okay.
running our event.
It looked like the oldest is up to late 70s.
Yeah, I think we've even had somebody in their 80s before do the half.
Yeah, I think I
So,
remember
That's
82,
I mean,
83.
You couldn't even tell they were 80.
It's
you
incredible.
Know. It was
Well,
like the new 60. You know,
There's a reason, right? Because
There's
they
a
keep
reason.
running.
'Cause they keep going.
Like Klaus says, whatever you do, don't stop.
Exactly.
Don't stop moving
a body
your body.
a body motion stays in motion.
Exactly. Body on the couch. So be careful, Kat.
Right.
Don't tend to stay on the couch.
I honestly don't know the last time I sat on the couch for this long, so I'm having quite a nice time actually. Thank you.
Well, good thing we duct taped you down onto, onto the leather. That's so fun. So we talked a little bit about the history. It's a qualifier for Boston.
Yeah.
About 15% of the field, on average, qualifies for Boston.
It's pretty amazing. We have
That's incredible.
1,200 feet of like elevation, you know,
Loss.
Thank you. And so that most certainly helps. It is a downhill fast course.
Yeah.
And we try and start. I mean, I've been pushing pretty hard to keep like a 6 a.m. start, which is brutal for the volunteers and for the organizers. But, you know, when you're coming through, the average person's probably running in about 4 hours.
Yeah.
So essentially, you know, to be finished by 10 o'clock versus 11 or 12.
Because it's a
I most
July
certainly- Yeah, I
hot,
most certainly,
yeah.
you know, do not enjoy running in the heat. And
Right.
I really would like people to, you know, there's less casualties, There's less incidents. We're also there's a lot of trail users. We're very fortunate that Pitkin County allow us to use this space, and we have to have it permitted. And because of that, just being mindful of the other users, because we don't close the trail, and just getting off there before the kind of the heat of the day and the majority of users that come onto the trail is most certainly just a smart for us. So
we call it the GP in racing, the general public. And they're going to be out there mixing it up on the same course in the same area.
We do a lot of labeling and signage all over our course, and it takes us. We start laying out the course 2 days beforehand.
Okay. Wow.
And so we stash a lot of our signage. And behind the scenes, so that the day before we can start putting it up, because we're only permitted to do it, the day before. And then we have to post all of the trailheads, like warning signs. So we have hundreds of signs sitting in my office that need to be laminated and hung, and all of this good stuff. So we certainly really try and make sure it's safe, and ask the other people using the trail to be careful with our, mindful about other people, the runners.
So you guys are still in need of volunteers?
Yep, that's correct. We are always looking for volunteers. Our incredible volunteer director, Kylie Van Horn, who's an amazing athlete, as well as her husband, is our...
Sean Van Horn.
Yeah, Sean
we
Van
know
Horn.
about Sean.
He gets a mention. So essentially, she's our volunteer director.
Okay.
And she's just done a fabulous job for us. And she's like the glue of the event. She really keeps the event together. And she's like... we have a sign up on the website on Aspen Valley Marathon, and she then takes all of the athletes and volunteers, and make sure that all the athletes are well catered to.
So they can contact Kylie through the Aspen Valley Marathon website?
Yeah, exactly. There's a button on there to volunteer.
And you're also looking for event sponsors, correct?
We are looking for event sponsors.
Which is just an ongoing,
which is an ongoing thing, which is great. And we have had some amazing sponsors in the past. We have Woody Creek Distilleries. We've had Aspen Daily News. We've had Clark's Market. In the past, the Aspen Clinic have sponsored us too, and things like that. So we have a champagne sponsor as well.
Oh.
And so there'll be that at the finish line, and we also...
Very nice. Oh, that's right, because you guys serve champagne
we
flutes.
We do champagne.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
So over 21s at the finish line, and we're pretty careful about that, but it's a really nice touch. We have beautiful aspen leaf. It's an aspen leaf medal. It's like a polished silver medal.
Very sweet. And lunch.
And lunch. We do custom salads. And the French bakery at the ABC produces them. It used to be Frank Therian's bakery, but it's a French bakery now, I believe.
So yummy.
And it's amazing that they serve the most delicious salads. So
DJ Mayfly going to be there
Mayfly,
again this year?
I believe, is going to be there. We've been talking, We've been talking.
So Mayfly is usually providing some music. I'm
there
announcing.
You're there announcing.
And MC.
Nick Tinanenko is our photographer again this year, and he's done it for about a decade as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's like you really have a good crew.
Oh, I'm so lucky.
Like a base crew.
One of my dearest friends from college also comes out from Tucson with her husband. Her name's Sabine and Vic, and they come out to help for the race too.
Sweet.
And they've been helping behind the scenes, and they're incredible humans. So I'm very excited to get to see them too. So
let's talk about, because you're a runner, and we're down to just a couple minutes. But say someone's wanting to aspire to do their first race, or they just want to improve.
Right.
Just a couple like training tips maybe, or prepare. Tips to prepare for a marathon.
I would say maybe start small, like with a 5K or a half, especially at this stage where just 1 month out. But if you can most certainly definitely do a 5K if you don't have much fitness. That's only 3 miles, and it's fairly flat course around Basalt. It's a family fun run, so get involved with that and then ramp up next year to a half. Or if you've done a little bit of running and general fitness, you can pretty much walk and jog that half marathon. There's aid stations, very well supported, and it's all downhill. So I would say, you get out there. You could start off by doing 4 miles and then ramp up 6 and then 8, then 10 over the next, few weeks, and then the last week kind of do a little bit of a taper. I mean, I'm not a professional trainer, and probably some coaches will be looking at me now shaking their heads. But, you know, you can have a nice rub down at the end and some cold, you know, champagne and the cold flannels, and there'll be a lot of people. The joy will take away a little bit of the, perhaps, discomfort you have. And the other thing is that we also, a portion of our proceeds go to several really amazing organizations.
Yes.
So Challenge Aspen,
Perfect.
the Hope Center, and the Youth Center, which is after-school program for kids here in the Aspen community. So we sponsor, we basically give to them too.
The benefactors.
The benefactors. So you know, if you decide to sign up and you're having a hard time, think that you're doing something good for other people, and you know, also getting out there and improving your fitness and having fun with a community event. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Kat, we're out of time. I wish we had more time, but I think we covered the points. I think we had. Did you have fun?
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Then we accomplished our goals.
I think so.
And I hope you guys had fun. Then we've accomplished all our goals. Thanks for watching this week on The Local Show.
Bye.
Gonzo Foundation is a nonprofit organization created to promote literature, journalism, and political activism through the legacy of Hunter S. Thompson, and is a proud supporter of The Local Show and GrassRoots TV. For more information, visit thegonzofoundation.org.
Locally owned and located at the base of Aspen Highlands, Highlands Ale House features delicious scratch-made comfort food, cocktails, beer, and more. Their sunny outdoor deck is ski in, ski out. 2 miles from Aspen, they're open daily, winter and summer.
I'm so passionate about this community. I absolutely love living here and raising my family here. It gives me a lot of pride to share this with my friends and my clients and help them achieve their dreams of owning an Aspen snowmass and enjoying this incredible lifestyle.
Donate, shop, and save. The MOTHERLODE Mercantile, now open at the Picken County landfill.
Celebrating our 26th anniversary, Sundog Athletics is your opportunity to experience Aspen's most amazing adventure locations and gain new skills to increase your safety, performance, and enjoyment while mountain biking, road biking, hiking, and paddling on Aspen's exclusive canoeing adventure. Like Sundog Athletics on Facebook for fresh adventure updates.
Welcome to